Have you ever came across a verse that had biblical terms and measures that distract you from the main message? In this short video, I want to try to help explain an American view of the money terms that are commonly mentioned in the Bible. By no means is this meant to be preaching or a message, but some useful knowledge so you can concentrate on the word and not get sidetracked by unfamiliar terms. So I am going to begin with the Hebrew and the Greek terms, because sometimes it changes in the old days, especially the Old Testament. The weights were approximations rather than exact weight because they didn't have uniform or precise measuring tools. Keep in mind that these are merely approximations. In my research, I have seen some sources differ from other sources, but most of the time they are pretty close to each other. Most common coin was of silver. Gold was as rare as it is today. When the Bible mentions prices or coinage, it is most commonly silver. When it is gold, most of the time the Bible takes special mention of it. The base measurement of the precious metals in the old days was the shekel. Before it was a minted coin, it was also a unit of measure. Modern US equivalent would put the price of a Roman denarius at around $43.5 US. At the time of this video, the US minimum wage is $7.25 and the ancient workday consisted of 6 hours. A shekel would be worth approximately $130 in modern times. A shekel weighed approximately 11.5 grams, or a little less than half an ounce weight-wise. A shekel weighed about the equivalent of 2 quarters or 4.5 pennies, or a little over 2 nickels. The Hebrew mina was equivalent to 50 shekels, or about a pound and a quarter, or 571 grams. Modern equivalent would be around $6,500 US. The talent was the heaviest and most expensive unit of measure for Hebrew currency. It was equal to 60 minas, or 3,000 shekels. Weight equivalence was about 75.5 pounds, or a little over 34 kilograms. The modern equivalent is approximately 395,000 US. The Hebrews also measured in fractions of shekels as well. The pim was roughly equivalent to 2/3 of a shekel, or a little over a quarter of an ounce, or slightly over 7.5 grams, or about the same weight as a US nickel and penny combined. The beka was also used as the atonement money for the service of the tabernacle. It was the equivalent of half a shekel, which is about 1/5 of an ounce, or a little over 5.5 grams, or in weight a little heavier than a US quarter. The gerah is equal to 1/20th of a shekel, or 2/100ths of an ounce, or a little over a half gram. To put that in perspective, 2 gerahs are the approximate weight of a $1 US bill. The Greek measured minas the same as the Hebrew. They also had talents, but the Greek talent was a little heavier than the Hebrew, weighing in at 88 pounds. Compared to 75 and 40 kilograms, compared to a little over 34. The Greek litra was a little less than half a kilogram, or 12 ounces. So I know what is on most people's mind: how much did Judas betray Jesus for? If we were to assume that the piece of silver the Bible speaks about was the Roman denarius, then the 30 pieces of silver would be worth about a month and half wage, or a little less than $4,000 US. Some scholars go by the value of the silver, but Roman coinage was predominant in the times. This would be the roughly modern-day equivalent. I hope this video has been informative and that you learned something about ancient coinage. Feel free to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the new videos I put out.